Hello guys, welcome to
Byte Banter podcast.
Let's Go. My name is Oz.
And I am Iwan. And today we'll be going through a lot of gaming stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Especially maybe gaming handhelds.
No, we have a cat.
Quick bits and bytes.
Quick beat.
Quick bits.
Quick beats.
Quick
Okay,
bits. I added and bytes because if not it'll be similar to another podcast.
Okay, that's fine enough.
Okay, so current news, Nintendo moves onto a new Zelda game. They're not gonna do any Tears of the Kingdom DLC. Nintendo Switch 2, the updated one, is revealed
the
to
new
developers.
Yeah, I heard about the new one. It kind of, I think, would be more amazing because the first one, it didn't have like a higher. I hope they do like the higher screen refresh rate because I think that's actually hits like most people as in eye appealing for the graphics and smoothness of it.
I think it's only going to be like in a pro model or something because they want to keep the cost low and it's because like usually you see right, usually for Japanese like developers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
They'll make use of a particular piece of technology until they can't anymore, until it becomes like super outdated. So they're going to squeeze as much as they can. At most, I would say maybe it's going to be like 90 hertz or like 120.
It's gonna be like iPhone again. Everybody's gonna have like the basic model, the pro model.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what we kind of have. We have the Switch Lite for kids.
Okay.
We have the normal Switch
now I get
for
it,
normal
yeah.
people, and then we have the OLED
That's true.
for the ballers. Yeah, and don't forget that the normal Switch, right? There's two versions. So the one I have here is like Gen 1. Gen 2 has better battery life, which contributes to the CPU power and stuff.
But I feel that a lot of my friends are having the Gen 1 because they can.
Yeah, because Gen 1 came
you
out
know what I
first,
mean.
and you can actually get it for cheaper secondhand.
That's fine.
Yeah. So the Switch 2 might be coming out in the next 2 years or so, maybe.
Around.
Because they're sending out to developers right now for them to do stuff. The developer kit for developers.
I'm pretty sure they're trying to compete with the upcoming Lenovo Go.
Yeah, the upcoming PC and handhelds.
Yeah, handheld.
Yeah, I mean there's the PlayStation handheld, but that's not counted because it's for streaming. If you have a PS5, yeah.
But do you think that PlayStation will ever come out like the new version of the
Like a
handheld?
PS Vita.
Like a higher grade, like PS
You
Pro.
can't say like higher grade because you need a PS5 to stream from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. PS5, then probably like a new PS, a handheld device. Potentially.
That would be good, but honestly I don't see them doing it because if it'll be like another PSP. Yeah,
Okay.
which I don't think they're going to go back to lah. Yeah. So next one, there's Alan Wake 2. I didn't really play Alan Wake 1, so I don't really know. It doesn't have an impact on me, but it's supposed to be cool, and that's it.
Alan Wake 1 was actually I feel that it's one of the story that actually captures me when I play the Alan Wake 1. Okay, I'm also kind of scared of horror games, not gonna lie. So Alan Wake itself, there's a couple of jump scare, but the story itself, it's actually quite well written itself lah. I don't know about other people, but to me itself, it's actually quite nice. And I couldn't complete the game also because of the jump scare.
Okay.
It really caught me off guard.
Is it like Silent Hill or is like Resident Evil sounds
No,
scary?
the thing is that Resident Evil Silent Hill, the jump scare is just, it's just like a zombie, a mutated human being and things like that. But Alan Wake is more
Okay, so
creepy.
what was
ghostly.
the story for Alan Wake 1?
It's been a while. I don't think I remember the story.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's supposed to be like a scary game lah, essentially.
Yeah, it's essentially just it's
Yeah.
a single player story game.
Okay, cool. So next one is the Starfield release, which is Windows exclusive, hence why it's only on PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
And people are just making some noise about why is it not on PlayStation, like on
Okay,
Sony.
Starfield itself basically is it's a higher I wouldn't say great, higher tier version of like the Skyrim, because Starfield itself had a lot of bugs, and it's kind of makes this game a little bit more interesting because when Skyrim first came out, a lot of people actually found a lot of bugs and things like that, and it's hilarious.
And also it's it's a Bethesda game. So
That's
you're bound to do a lot of buggy stuff anyway.
correct,
For
correct.
example, there's this new news part where you can actually get the best spacesuit early in game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because from what I read is the best suit is inside this glass case or something, but there's a small window where you can actually try to grab it. So
Okay.
say yeah.
Because initially I was thinking to whether to play this game. I do have the Windows the premium
Game
pass,
Pass.
the Game Pass thing, and then
Yeah.
I'm not too sure whether like is it worth for me to download because it's gonna consume a lot of time.
I mean, you can download and just try out. I mean, if it's free on Xbox like Game Pass, then why not? Yeah,
I'm sure gonna try it, but maybe after my trip.
yeah. But Xbox Game Pass is streaming, right?
Streaming.
Or is it just a game? Like you can just download all the
Okay,
games
so
and stuff.
basically it's kind of like a Steam platform, whereby once you get the Game Pass, you have access to the game. So you can download the game all the way into your PC to play it. You can play it turn on any time, but as long as you are still holding the Game Pass title, the game will still be there. But once your Game Pass expire, the game immediately I think will immediately delete itself because there's one time I went to cancel it, my game was missing.
Okay, so it's kind of like Netflix, literal like streaming
Yeah.
service style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so next in news, last week Apple came out with the new Apple
Oh yeah.
iPhone 15, 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max, and it's a USB-C. Because
The European Union, they
Yeah,
forced them to get it.
you got forced
the
into doing it. Yeah, so the sad thing is that the iPhone 15, the normal ones are all USB 2 speeds. Pro and Pro Max is USB 3. Yeah, so I did another video on another channel where I was talking about how it's actually finally useful for a lot of professionals. Because the iPhone Pro and Pro Max, video wise, can record in a higher Pro format, like a ProRes, and the data rate is very fast. So you definitely need to have a very high speed connection as well.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because like it takes forever to like copy out on USB 2. Because USB 2 is like 480 megabytes, right? Yeah, it takes forever.
I think
Yeah.
I think even though they don't want to move to the direction, lightning cable was also not that bad, right?
It depends. If you're a normal consumer, it's not bad because you just
Okay,
use it for charging.
yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
then for Apple, you got your AirDrop, so you can like transfer out stuff
true, that's
wirelessly. But if you're going to do anything like really big files and stuff, right? USB 2 is just torture. Yeah. So like iPad and stuff, right? Now they're using like USB C, and if you get the higher tier Pro models, you get like a Thunderbolt 4. This is a normal
Oh, this is
USB 2.
Lightning.
Yeah,
This is a
no, this is a
Lightning.
normal USB C.
USB. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this iPad is like USB 2 speeds, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, which is okay. Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty sure gonna update most of the iPad in the upcoming years lah. They're probably gonna have like the Pro version. Same thing. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive than the previous one, but I mean, if you
Yeah.
need the speed, to help you to enhance your work, because if you are those kind that work on the go, it's ideally great, and you can store things, render your things as quick as possible, and probably hit your deadline or target.
Yeah, because for media people like me, I actually use my iPhone and iPad for work. Because for example, if there was once where I was on a flight, I was shooting for another fashion brand, and I was like editing the pictures on the plane. So that was fantastic. But the only problem was that if I have to transfer in and out,
It takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a super long while. Yeah. So for me, I'm quite happy about it because they also updated the chip as well, the A17. The A17, right? The normal phones are just a normal A17. There's nothing magical about it. But if you go into the Pro version, they call it A17 Pro.
Okay.
So that one is just added GPU cores, and they added dedicated engines for like ProRes, external monitor support, and also I don't know why they added it, but for gaming it's like ray tracing. So it's hardware ray tracing now, because normally on a normal iPad you have software ray tracing, which is dog shit fuck. Like it's damn jelly. It's so slow. It's gonna lag everything. Like for example, I actually have Resident Evil on my MacBook Pro. It's okay until there's action going on. then everything just lags like shit. Yeah, that's not right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
so now they actually have ray tracing on your iPhone, and because you can actually put it to external monitor, right? Your iPhone, or rather the upcoming iPads and stuff, you can actually treat it like a gaming console. So you can plug it to your monitor, you can plug it to your 80-inch TV, and you can actually start playing AAA games, the ones that are coming out. Yeah.
okay, so regarding the ray tracing on the mobile and everything, my very huge concern regarding like ray tracing, because it does take up more power, more energy, especially if it's a hardware.
Yeah.
It will heat up.
Yeah, I think it will heat up, but you got to understand that when you put things through the Apple Store, it needs to go through a whole process of whether it works properly and stuff. But there are games in the App Store where even right now on the normal phone, right, it's not really that high end, but it does drain a lot of battery. Like for example, a famous game like Genshin Impact,
Yeah,
it drains the hell out of my battery. Yeah, because it's using Wi-Fi, it's using the processing and all of stuff. So I'm always like, if I were to play, whenever I play Genshin, I have to like plug it in to a power supply, and yeah, that's how I go about it. Yeah, so I mean, it's like like ROG Ally and stuff. It's gonna drain battery fast, but if you plug it in, plug up to your really big ass monitor, your iPhone is going to be another gaming console, another handheld gaming console, which actually might saturate the market.
it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like quite advancement for Apple itself, lah. Like
Yeah, but the
having
problem I see is whether developers will actually take the bait and develop more stuff, because there's not a lot of games. So Apple is like currently like paying whoever is coming out with like Resident Evil. That's one. What's the other game where you are over glorified mailman?
and there's a lot of games.
No, the one where you got the famous actor from the Walking Dead.
God of War? No,
No,
okay, no,
oh
sorry.
fuck! If there's got more Mac, right? Oh fuck, that's gonna be so good. I'm gonna be crying on the train.
From The Walking Dead.
Yeah, the
They,
badass guy.
hey,
Oh wait, do you know the Hiro Kojima?
yeah, I know what's that Japanese game?
Metal Gear Solid.
No, not Metal Gear Solid. Death Stranding.
Yes, so Death Stranding is coming to the Mac.
Yeah, Death Stranding.
So
comes to
yeah,
the Mac.
it's being like made for the new, or I'll even say new, the Metal engine, because they're updating it. So there's a Metal effect stuff. So yeah, so hopefully when it comes out, we're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, because you're gonna start seeing more people to when they get Apple, they
Yeah.
they don't need to get like the Intel model
Yeah.
to play some of the games that they like.
Yeah, hopefully.
I would say it's an idea there.
Yeah.
Definitely we'll be facing a lot of issue at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's bound to happen. You can't really say, oh, it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Sure there is like bugs or overheating issue.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
mean
beginning.
it's definitely going to take a while, because for the when the Apple M1 came out, right, I actually bought the MacBook Air, and it does overheat even when I do like basic editing, or when I played Counter Strike. Fuck,
So
I was getting 15 FPS.
so that's my whole concern with regarding getting ray tracing on the mobile, because the
Yeah.
mobile itself has so much it can do. The
Yeah.
battery itself it's not like your normal laptop battery. The voltage that comes out from this kind of mobile battery and from your laptop is totally different.
Yeah, because that's why I'm excited for hardware ray tracing, because the software is going to take out a lot of CPU power, man. Yeah, so hardware, hopefully that lessens battery usage as well, and also like the A17 chip is based on the 3 nanometer kind of thing lah. So I don't know how that's going to function. Yeah, but anyway, so next is Skull and Bones loses their third creative director, which is, I don't know, it's really how the gaming industry is nowadays.
I'm
They're
really
just
not
losing a
too
lot of
sure
people.
what's going on with the Scouts and Bone team.
Yeah.
They have been losing a lot of director, and the Scouts and Bone initially the trailer was actually quite happening, because I do like if you guys ever play Seas of Thief on the Microsoft Store, it's hilarious, it's funny, and you can play with your friends. It's so much fun, like live the dream of being a pirate itself.
Yeah.
And Skulls and Bones actually, I would say it's not very in depth as into like driving the ship, because it's gonna be like just one whole bunch of ship, and then but if they were to make it like, you're able to be in physically like in the ship, look at the ship, steer your own ship with that what you call it, the captain's wheel, where you steer the ship.
I think it's just a steering wheel. I think. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not a fucking pirate.
Okay. I mean, you get the gist out of it. So
Yeah, so I mean, it's really saying something about the gaming industry because Skull and Bones, is it by Ubisoft or who's the
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft? So it's another big gaming publisher.
It is.
Yeah, so it's quite sad. I mean, there's like a lot of stuff going on at Blizzard and all that. Hopefully, Riot doesn't become like that. League of Legends stuff.
I've no comment on that, but I do know that Riot is Valorant is coming to mobile. There's a couple of leaked videos.
Is it going to come to Android or Android and iOS?
It's going to be both.
Does that mean it's coming to the Mac finally?
I'm not too sure about Mac, but it's definitely coming to the iOS. It's not going to be crossplay at all. So mobile and mobile play will be
okay. I think it's good because you can actually have quite a disadvantage actually, because the controller support them is like.
But I'm just gonna say, if they put crossplay, I'm not playing. I'm gonna turn off the crossplay.
I hope they actually will allow that, but give you the option to choose crossplay or not.
It's very unfair. Look, I mean, let's compare this game. Have you ever heard of Apex Legend? Do you know the whole incident with Apex is that pro player are using controller rather than using a mouse and keyboard?
Yeah.
It's because of the soft aim and everything. So mobile itself, they will enhance soft aim for every player. And some of the soft aim, if you, I wouldn't say like bug it. It's more like if you abuse it properly, you can actually use it to your advantage. And it's very, very unfair itself.
Yeah. It will definitely give a certain advantage. But my idea on like enabling crossplay is so that you can actually just play with your friends and also have the option to turn off crossplay because of the disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, if I want to play with my friend but I'm in the toilet and I'm having a huge poop, it's like you'll be like, hey, you want to play? Okay, yeah. I'm pooping, bro.
When you're
okay,
in the
poop.
toilet, you're gonna focus on taking your own dump. You ain't gonna be like, bro, defuse the spec for me. No.
I think like if you were to play ranked, right, my shit is just gonna go back out.
I'm kicking you off if you're playing rank while you're in the toilet. No.
Just imagine the mic comes out, then you suddenly hear a flush. Or like bloop bloop.
Bloop.
The first thing I'll do is like, Yoshi, bro, why you doing this, man? Okay, PlayStation Portal, the gaming handheld. We touched on it briefly earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just another streaming handheld, and it's like not worth the money because like you need to have a PS5 first, and then like it's just an additional thing. Honestly,
I mean that's fair enough. I guess this whole generation we are moving is more on like a handheld device. Like you see, initially we did have VR. VR came out for a few years, and then they came out with the wireless VR, which you don't need. So you can go on the go, play on the go, enjoy it. And then I mean, I wouldn't say was PlayStation the first one to come out with a handheld gaming device.
PlayStation. What kind of handheld gaming device? That's the question. Because then
colored screen kind. I understand Nintendo will be the first one.
Yeah, because it's Game Boy. They got Game Boy Color and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but then if you're talking about like playing like AAA games and stuff on handheld, right?
A non-pixelated handheld game device.
Then it's going to be quite hard because you got a lot of third-party players in the game, like iNeo.
Oh, I never heard about that.
Okay, so you have like so just imagine ROG Ally, right? Okay, for example, okay, that's not good. That's a good example, man. So for I was gonna say laptop companies, but then I don't. Okay, we have the Asus like ROG gaming like laptops, right? And then so that is like the ROG Ally. And got Lenovo, Lenovo, whatever. But you got other like lower tier players in the game. and those
Okay,
are
okay.
like the eye in yours. So those are like
Okay,
Windows handheld games that you can actually
Ideally,
play.
I get what you mean with
Yeah.
the Windows handheld games and everything, but I'm more considered as like basically like an Xbox or a PlayStation 4 kind to compress into one. There's no Windows OS and such. It's just a gaming console.
Just the gaming console
Yeah.
itself, right? Yeah. So that's why that's the reason why I got the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Because you can play on the go, and then you can just plug it into the dock, and then because you got external power, right? Suddenly you can play certain games a bit more smooth. And okay, so for example, like this is 720p. When you plug it in, you get the extra power and stuff, and you can play in like 1080 games and stuff. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Nintendo. If you want to count like this kind of a AAA like solo handheld console counting, then it definitely has to be Nintendo. Because if you were to consider like the PSP, you don't really have a lot of AAA games. Like it's not, I wouldn't call it like a console on the go. It's just a handheld gaming device like a Game Boy, PSP, and I don't know, my N-Gage, Nokia.
Oh,
Old school, bro. I had two versions of those. I had the normal N-Gage, then I got the mini N-Gage.
wow.
I was playing Sonic. I was playing emulator games. Fuck, that's fucking
How
good,
to
man.
let people know you're old without telling them you're old?
I'm like fucking dinosaur, man. I'm like legit gaming everywhere.
Don't worry, I'm not really that far behind.
Yeah, so actually that's one reason why I wanted to get an Android phone.
You're gonna get an Android phone.
One of the reasons why I wanted an Android phone was so that I can download emulators.
Oh yeah.
And then I just connect a controller like the Razer Kishi or something like that and start playing. That's fucking good.
Yeah, I think ideally you should, because for me right now I'm actually having two phones. I plan to change one to Apple, because it's not because I do really like Apple itself, because I'm more of an Android user. Apple itself, I do know that there's some benefits you get from using Apple Pay and things like that. So I mean, since I have like two phones, why not I change one to each? I can enjoy both. The Google
Google, yeah.
what do you call that? The
Pixel.
not Pixel.
Google Pay.
The rewards, okay, because Apple Pay, Samsung Pay all have different rewards. I can rip off all the rewards I want
Yeah, sure.
and enjoy it itself. So ideally that will be great lah. But I don't know, man, because Apple itself, buying an Apple as a secondary phone, it's a little bit too much for me. The price wise, everything. But if you, let's say second hand, I can consider.
Yeah, so the thing about Apple phones is that you can still get a second-hand phone and it works pretty well. Compared to like Android, it's like you're only gonna get like 3 years of updates, and then it's gonna be forgotten at the wayside. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, there's definitely pros and cons regarding iOS, Android. The reason why to me Android is my first phone was actually an Android phone. I was able to use Android is because I like the file transfer. It used to be like plug and go. Whereas initially when I first had not saying Apple, do you remember iPod Touch?
Yeah.
I had one. It was during when I was like younger. It was an IT show. The iPod Touch, they were selling about $200-$300, and I couldn't transfer any file. I have to install iTunes to resync it. So that was actually a problem because of account creating, and if I'm not connected to the internet, I can't sync anything.
Yeah, so I mean that's the downside of having Apple products. It'll be better if you had a Apple desktop or something, or a laptop at least.
Okay.
Yeah, because then if like you won't get full benefits of even having an iPhone or even iPod Touch. Because I had an iPod Mini actually.
iPod Mini. Oh.
Yeah, fucking old school. Yeah, the only reason why I got that as an MP3 player was because I had a MacBook.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, because before that I was using normal MP3 players, which is like getting a like Android, I guess. So it's really just plug and play and it's fucking fantastic.
So among these three, Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and Legion Go, what is one of the handheld gaming device you might actually consider getting it?
For me, like
And why? Yeah.
when it comes to like handheld gaming device, I want something that has multiple users.
Okay.
Yeah, which is again why I got the Nintendo Switch. I can play on the go. I can just plug it in and play on the big screen. So for me, it really depends. If I were to get the ROG Ally, right, that means I'll probably go into the whole ROG ecosystem. You have your X mobile thing, you can plug to external GPU and all that. And then you got your Lenovo Legion Go where you can take out the controllers and stuff. But you can't really plug into external GPU properly because you have USB-C, you have USB 4 speeds, which you can technically use external GPU, but it won't be as powerful as having an ROG Ally X Mobile.
But I mean, okay, so basically, Steam Deck is just going to be the normal handheld deck. You're going to get Steam games. ROG Ally allows you to connect with external GPU. Legion Go, I think they were going to come out with like a virtual glasses, right?
Yeah, virtual glasses.
Yeah,
so you can.
It's gonna be good because you're gonna have like VR on the go.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know whether you can really call it true VR on the go, but I see it more of if you're bored of an 8-inch screen, and if you just want something bigger size, then yeah, that would be good. But aside from that, like it's basically like having Google Glass. Yeah, I wouldn't mind using it for work though, like video editing and stuff. So yeah. Now, which one would you actually pick?
Me?
Yeah,
I'll pick the ROG Ally.
Why?
For some reason, I don't know what. Okay, so ever since when I was younger, I was actually so into like building desktops, customer desktops. So which is what I also do like for a living and also for part-time freelance. And ROG has been my home, like not say home, like a go-to for any consumer parts itself, like the motherboard, and then you're gonna get some fancy lighting, and the design is actually quite minimal, but yet it's quite loud in a sense. And I do like it's because ROG Ally has the RGB on the back.
I feel like RGB lights at the back, right?
And then you're gonna insert here. You're gonna insert how's my setup look like. I give you the photo.
100% RGB all the way.
RGB all the way. Plus 20%.
It's definitely, I don't know, man. Okay, so I like the lights of course, but for me, cause I want to save battery, man. Which you can actually turn off in the ROG Ally. So yeah, I don't know, man.
The one thing,
aesthetically, I think ROG Ally looks better.
It is.
Yeah.
The one thing good about what they do is Armory Crate.
Okay, so what is Armory Crate actually?
Armory Crate is basically like your the app that help you to change the clock speed for the fans, your RGB lighting and things like that.
So it's not just bloatware lah.
It's not bloatware. It's actually quite helpful. But if let's say you're not using any of the color scheme for your PC, just don't install it because it won't force you to install. Armory Crate will let you know, because I do know that when you have any latest ROG motherboard during the Windows update, they will prompt you Armory Crate. You can choose to yes or no.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, because when I heard about Armory Crate, I was afraid it might be like kind of a bloatware.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and instead of like it being like what I call that, when you check on your motherboard BIOS thing.
But the BIOS thing itself is just go into before you start your PC, when it runs to the Windows splash screen, you just hit your hotkey and go into the BIOS itself to edit itself. Armory Crate is more of a software side. So basically, some of the things that you can tweak on your PC rather than going to the BIOS, because the BIOS is more into their motherboard stuff.
Okay, so can you actually mod?
Mod?
Yeah.
I won't say mod, but you can actually tweak like the voltage.
Oh, okay.
Wait. You mean Armory Crate?
Yeah, Armory Crate.
No, Armory Crate can't.
Okay.
But if you mean BIOS, you can actually, if you are well versed in the voltage and everything to change, you can actually set your PC to basically when the game starts, it runs at an exceptionally well speed. That's why you see sometimes how people has running at 4K and at very smooth frame. Most of them are, it's either they got a good technician to help them set it up, or they themselves know how to do. And the PC is on like a clock, like a timer. So every time when it detects like a game starts, it knows where to tweak itself to enhance more power, because the more power you have inside, it's going to run so smooth on your things. But then the downside is overheating.
Yes, overheating.
Especially overheating. Yeah, you're gonna if you do not have a good ventilation or a good cooling system for your PC, you're gonna smell this very heavy burnt metal smell. Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I just thought like if you can change the BIOS settings, right? So it's kind of like a mini laptop.
BIOS
right?
setting.
Now, because if you can edit the BIOS and stuff, that means it's like you're kind of treating it as a mini laptop as well, right?
It's more of just the board itself to change the board function, to XMP. You know,
Okay.
XMP basically is to increase your RAM speed because if you notice when you buy RAM, they'll tell you MHZ.
Yeah.
So 2666 is the basic stock factory speed that will clock it for you. So if you buy 3200, 3500, or even around 4600, the board itself, you have to check the board whether does it support overclocking,
Okay.
and you can actually get to the clock speed. And basically, what it does that your RAM will be running at its full potential capacity.
Okay. Talking about like the RAM, right? So the RAM on the ROG Ally Lenovo is all soldered on, right?
I managed to saw it one time. I can't confirm it's soldered or not, but there was an additional slot when I opened up. I saw it.
It's not like a mock-up kind of slot, right?
No, it's a Sony
Is it M.2?
DDR5.
Oh, okay.
You can put DDR5 RAM.
So you can just 整 all the way lah.
You can, but it's not
Nice.
advisable to do until your ROG Ally warranty is over. Because if you still have warranty, just go back to them.
Yeah.
They're probably going to change. Because if it's just normal wear and tear, great. But it's your self-induced damage. That one
Okay.
is a user issue. That one can't be helped. That one can't be helped.
User issues, yeah. Okay, so as you would have noticed, they're using AMD Z1 Extreme chips. Is there a reason why they're not using Intel? Is it because of overheating or unreliability? You know, Intel being Intel, overheating all the time.
Okay.
So hot they can bake an egg.
I sense the AMD hostility right here, although I support Intel. Okay, to me, Intel is actually a great CPU maker regarding like the clock speed and everything. Yes, initially they had issue with overheating on the i9 9 gen, 10 gen, 11 gen, 12 gen. I
13
think
gen.
13 gen also.
No, basically everything from.
But you have to understand, I don't mean to say you old,
Yeah.
but you notice that the older generation, the second gen, third gen, they actually last pretty long.
They last pretty okay. So like for example, the dual core ones, right? All the way until like personally, I feel like 5 generations after that, it's all pretty okay. But I'm not sure what happened once they went up to like 8 core onwards. Yeah, after that it's like I found a lot of problems with it.
Okay, so regarding the generation itself, I can let you know. First gen was alright. It wasn't that bad, but it was kind of bad. Second generation of Intel was actually amazing because I actually had my PC on the i7-2700K. That actually lasted me for 7 years. When I was still using it. 7 years. I tried the third gen. The third gen was nothing special. Pretty normal. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th gen. This has a lot of issue.
I personally I feel like on 7th gen onwards I had a lot of problems lah. But then again, I'm not sure whether is it because by that point of time I was using more power apps and stuff.
Definitely not, if you let's say using more power, everything, it shouldn't cause a problem. But I guess I understand what you mean, whereby the overheating issue. So that goes to show that you need a better cooler.
Yeah, so the
fan,
thing about better cooling is fine.
Look, I mean, example, even if you look at this one, this is stock fan cooling.
It's a stock fan, man. It's still working fine.
It's still working fine.
So the thing is, right, for Intel, it's really about the cooling, which is why I was really into like thermal Grizzly when it first came out. And water cooling as well. But the problem is, okay, for PC and stuff, that one is because I can mod the fuck out of it. But when it comes to like Intel in Apple products, right, that's where the kind of problem comes. Because even for Apple, if it's idle on like 90 degrees Celsius, I can't do anything about it. But if it's on a PC, what I can do is I can change the cooling system and everything else about it. But when it comes to like Apple products, right, which is basically what most of the like the media industry does use, it becomes kind of unreliable. So then when we use like a workstation, right, that's another problem because most of the time when it comes to industry wise, like there's not a lot of options you get from HP, and HP customer service is just really bad. You know, no one saw me say anything. It's okay. Yeah, so that's the kind of problem. So it's unless I feel that it causes a lot of overheating, but it's only fine if you're able to fix the overheating through cooling means. So if you have a custom PC, that's totally fine. But when it comes to like a industry kind of thing, it's not often you see like a PC or even a Mac with like water cooling. So it's kind of a problem. And I don't know, man. For me personally, I feel like Intel uses up a lot of power, hence why it's
I do agree with you regarding Intel using a lot of power. That's also another reason why I didn't want to get any gaming laptop. I do not, to me itself, I do not believe in laptop playing games. I know some people do because they travel and things, but it's fine. I no hate on that. It's just, to me, I wouldn't ever think about getting it, because having a PC itself, yes, ideally you can change a lot of things and causing to change your temperature, to change the airflow. Whereas for laptop you can't. And I do understand your point of view, whereby when you say Intel, you have a lot of overheating issues. It's all basically on the laptop model.
Laptop, or overheating is really from a PC, but it's laptop. Sometimes it's like kind of a given that's going to be a problem if it doesn't have a good heating as well. Which is why I was quite surprised when RG came out with the external PCIe, not Thunderbolt, PCIe external GPU support. That's why X Mobile to me is like, wow, it's fucking fantastic, but it's fucking expensive.
Okay,
yeah.
true.
So that
Fair
to
enough.
me is like, okay, wow, finally maybe something good for the laptop stuff lah. But it's like once you're on the laptop, right? Like if it's a 7nm kind of a chip, right, it's gonna overheat for sure.
That's for sure, man. Like laptop itself,
even if you have like a cooling fan below.
correct.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of it, experiencing, trying to come at me because I'm an Intel user.
Yeah, fuck Intel, man.
But it's all the mobile. It's all about the laptop itself. I mean, so far, PC overheating, yes, I do see, but it's also because that no one have thought about, not say no one, okay, some people, I wouldn't say who, like customer and things like that, they'll think about, I want the latest one, but I'm not going to spend money on any cooling, because
cooling is very important, honestly.
I've seen someone who has like the mini ITX case, and then they bought the 3080, the mini case, 3080 at the back, and they buy the i9 900K,
Okay.
and then it's a bloody stock fan. It happened before. I shall not say where is it from or anywhere, but when I saw that, I was guaranteed to know that this person will come back with his PC.
But it depends on the airflow of the case as well, right?
It's ITX, it's a mini one.
Yeah, ITX, but how does the airflow come from the front, go out the back, or like go out from the bottom? Because like airflow from the bottom,
there
right,
is
is
no
the
fan
bottom.
at all. The only fan is coming is from the cooler and the tree from the graphic card.
But there's no holes at all.
The side of the chassis has hole. It's just small little hole. So ideally, it comes to a point where it proves that if you want a smaller casing, or basically like a laptop or handheld device, it's more about the cooling system. Really. I'm not surprised if, let's say, in the future, just to backtrack a bit. Did you know about there's two kind of cooling systems? One is the open loop, one is the closed loop. You know how to differentiate. So I'm not surprised that in the future.
So for people who won't know, what is open loop?
Open loop is basically the tube, the pipe that you can actually change the water, and then you can mod your own colors and everything. And then for closed loop, is basically like it's all in one. So you just plug in, use it. If you feel that the heating is not working already, it's just throw away, dump it, and get a new one. for easy use lah. That's another thing.
But what would you suggest if you want like cooling for overheating?
If I have if I have the money and everything, honestly, I really don't want the liquid cooling. Liquid cooling, open loop cooling is nice, aesthetic wise nice. You know, it's gonna be a wow factor to everyone who comes to your place and have a look. The question is cleaning. Cleaning, servicing, re-thermal pasting of your CPU. Those are pure hard work. And one wrong move, you're gonna spill liquid into your PC.
Yeah. So would you actually suggest like win air cooling instead?
I mean for now I say this is also because I'm actually trying to learn how to do the open loop. So probably maybe once I learn how to do it, it'll be easier for me. Then I might consider going to open loop. But till then I'm just gonna go to closed loop itself. And also will not be surprised is if the near future laptops are getting closed loop cooler.
What's that laptop that has water cooling as well? Is the one you plug in or something, right? It's not really true water cooling, but there's a water cooler, like external water cooler that you can plug to your laptop.
I don't remember. Is there one?
There was one. I don't know why.
Is it by Alienware? Was it Alienware?
It might be by Alienware. It was I wouldn't say made famous because no one really talked about it. It's like either Lenovo or someone. Yeah. It was something like that as well.
Yes, I do notice that they have been using AMD.
Yeah. Because there was the Intel NUC. It's a mini PC kind of situation.
Actually, the Intel NUC wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but I was actually hoping that it came a handheld thing.
Intel handheld device will take a while more. Like you say regarding the overheating issue.
Yeah, which I feel like because like overheating for me comes when you are pushing it too much. So for example, if I were to play games which are not like very intensive, then it won't really overheat. But if I'm playing like 4K extreme graphics, Cyberpunk or something, right? It's fucking gonna overheat, man.
Yeah. That's true. Honestly, like if you see these two, the main company of like creating CPUs, AMD and Intel. I know there'll be fight regarding who is the better CPU. But if you think like in a consumer wise, AMD is actually good for laptop and handheld device. Yeah, and Intel is more for the big processing power for like a big workstation.
I feel it's because it is used more in industrial settings as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is where you got really good cooling systems actually.
Yep. And then
because there is servers inside the aircon rooms and stuff.
And if you're gonna swap them, so Intel gonna be on a handheld device. Yes, you're gonna mention that you're gonna overheat. AMD going to go into workstation, your AMD will die. I'm not even kidding. Like there's so much AMD can power through, but if you're going to compare within both, Intel processing is still going to be a little bit higher than AMD. A little bit. It won't be
because I feel like for Intel it works when they're working on the reason why like Intel is very powerful, right? So it does well in the lower tier stuff.
Correct.
Because for me, Intel becomes unreliable when I push it to its like maximum capability. While AMD, although not as powerful, if you push it super far, like to the tipping point of its CPU processing power, it doesn't crash. Yeah, but that's my experience. Because I am really a overpower user. I'll have an editing program. I'll be rendering 3D graphics. I'll be exporting stuff. At the same time, I'll be bullying kids online at the same time. And that requires a lot of graphics. Like a lot of CPU power, not just GPU power.
I guess it's just slowly. I think you should be able to hit the goal that you want to build a workstation. I think first of all, you just need to sell the other PC that you have.
No. Okay, so the other PC, right? What's the silent cooling, the brown and beige?
Noctua.
Yeah, so I'm using Noctua fans on those. Okay, the reason why is because I'm using a 5950 on it with a 3060 actually.
Your this whole setup looks very familiar.
What do you mean?
Very familiar. The
Techwear.
the design.
No, because it's Techwear, bro.
Yeah, I know, but what's the power supply?
HV85 Pro.
Very familiar.
Why familiar? It's not
right.
by a certain company that needs to be named. Because I actually got most of the parts from another friend.
I see.
Yeah, because of a certain company that shall not be named, right? I wanted to buy a laptop. I returned it thrice before I got a refund.
I mean,
It happens.
yeah, it happens lah. But I mean, everybody's gonna move forward from there.
Yeah.
Even the PC world, the parts world, everybody gonna move from there.
Yeah lah.
So you planning to get the 40 series card?
40 series.
Yeah,
What?
the 40 series graphic card.
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it because it's like
I tell you what, I give you a very simple load out. You save all your drives, and then the other PC, right? Do you have any important data inside?
always.
Okay, take out both drive. I help you. You sell all this PC, then you get a very very good system. Just sell everything.
Yeah, because I was looking at the AMD 7000 series, like a CPU.
Yeah, sell
Yeah.
both CPU, and then maybe you can consider to get
And
like
just hold it.
consider to get like a better one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1000 series, I think once you should be able to do the rendering, the exporting of the stuff that you need.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing a dual GPU system.
Good. That would be great.
Yeah, but then after that, I'm like thinking, then I shouldn't be using M-ATX because I need more PCIe slots.
You just need two. Some M-ATX has 2 slots.
Yeah, so for example, like the Pro Creator by Asus, right? I think it was Asus. Or
Yeah, don't get the Pro series. The Pro series is
the Creator series, no?
Yeah, it's really for workstation.
But it's white.
It's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, I know, but it kind of offers what I need, and it's a AMD motherboard with Thunderbolt.
I mean,
Which for me, I mean, Thunderbolt is good for work, but then it's like
I tell you what, you set your goals on the things you need. You set up the whole system, and then once you're ready to get a new PC, we do a building stream.
maybe.
We'll build it together. Or if you need help, I build for you, and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes lah. Because like I have one system and my mom's place is so that I can use it while I'm there. Cause I'm so tired about bringing laptops and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But this one, yeah. So my previous setup, right? So it's like I had 2 PCs. Then when I upgraded, right, the older stuff I just plonked it together, and then I put it in a PC for the little girl. So now she's using a 36 or 3100 AMD. With it's on the B450 board.
I mean,
for 1660.
that's really nice of you to get a PC.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, I don't think it's enough for her to play Sims.
Why?
Sims uses up a lot of CPU. Once you add in mods and stuff, right, you'll be surprised, man. CPU is like way above Cyberpunk.
Is this no? The CPU not here.
Right?
Which girl? This one or this one?
This one.
Okay. I get it.
Sims.
Um,
Sims uses up more CPU than Cyberpunk because of all the mods and stuff.
I have a solution for you. I do have like a. Remember I showed you the AMD CPU I have.
I think so.
Was it 339?
3000 series cards.
39 or 3800X. I do have that, and I don't know. Does she
I don't
deserve the upgrade or not?
See if she passes the exams first.
Okay, yeah. Must always pass your exam.
Oh wait, I totally forgot. So do you remember the whole Starfield thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Starfield is actually very because we're sort of still on topic of like AMD, Intel. So Starfield is it Starfield? I think yeah, it is Starfield. They're doing really well. It plays really well on AMD CPU and GPU, but it has a problem with like Intel and NVIDIA setups. So everyone was making a big hoo-ha about that because Starfield Bethesda was kind of working with AMD. So I mean it's kind of a given that it's going to work better on AMD GPUs for CPU, right? So after all that hoo-ha, they finally gave DLSS support. Yeah. So yeah, that was the thing.
I guess at the end of the day, it's just whichever company likes working with whichever, they probably will get first priority for most of the things. I mean, it's normal. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that AMD is actually rising to, sorry, to get more of the partners to come
Yeah.
out with their games and things like that. But I mean, if you base on the large scale, probably is fine. But if let's say you ever work like in the back end, I've seen more AMD failures than Intel itself. Intel probably is just overheating, but AMD has always have PSOD issue. It's not because I hate AMD or anything, but I don't mind having an AMD system, but it's not as my main system. I don't mind it has like an additional system, like streaming system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah. Because for me, why I use AMD is because so far because as a custom like PC guy, I kind of need something more like reliable. Because every time I use a Intel, it just hangs a lot. It does a lot of funny stuff. But when it comes to AMD, right, it's okay. Personally, my personal opinion is that it's a bit more idiot-proof if you're coming with a custom PC. Because it's like that, Yeah, it's a bit more idiot-proof, and if I were to edit the BIOS and stuff, it's a bit more, as I said, idiot-proof. Compared to Intel, I feel like Intel there's a bit more to it.
Now you like that you can compare it as iOS and Android already. iOS is also sort of like an idiot-proof. It's very simple, quick and go. So same goes for AMD.
Yeah.
Intel and Android is more of like a developer end.
Yeah, because actually you are very right about that, because like Intel, what else is there on the Intel? Because for AMD, right, it's just usually CPU and CPU and like internal graphics, right? But in Intel, you like most of the chips you don't need a GPU to do graphics actually, because there's a own internal like graphics or whatever we call it.
Internal.
On chip,
onboard GPU lah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, that's why you can see the price point of each CPU is different.
Yeah.
And you can see AMD is cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, both works the same function. It's just whether the program or not it's able to run smoothly. That's another thing.
Yeah. Because once I started using AMD, suddenly Windows is way more reliable for me compared to Windows, where it just dies whenever I want to Intel.
I guess I think most likely Windows. I mean, Windows is more basic because initially everybody started using Windows first. No one started using Mac. Mac didn't even exist at that point of time, and then Mac came out and people start using Mac. And if I were to do like work and everything, I rather use the Mac to do work because it looks nicer. I'm not gonna lie, their Retina display on their monitors is actually quite good.
Yeah, because for Mac it's more work focused actually, because you can it's way easier. There are inbuilt hotkeys to screen capture something.
Yeah.
If you want to copy and paste, it's fine. If you're using an Apple like an iPhone, you can copy text on your iPhone and then you can copy in the Mac. So that's a good thing lah.
They recently signed MONYET from Global eSports.
I have no idea who that is. Wait, Global eSports.
Yeah.
And then?
You know what's the funny thing? They signed this new guy, MONYET, MONYET from Global eSports, right? And then Global eSports signed PRX BENKAI.
And then?
It's like they swapped their...
Just transfer over lah.
Yeah, they just transfer over.
It's a player transfer. I think where it's just another champions chemistry manager lah.
A lot. I think
They should actually have like they have a football manager, right? They should have like a esports manager.
eSport manager.
Yeah.
I do heard also maybe Demon 1 is not in EG also. There's rumors of people transferring over.
I feel like you can transfer whoever over. Like they can be super players, but it's a matter of whether they can gel with the team.
One thing is team. Second one is whether you have the money or not.
Money is I mean you can have the money to whoever, but then as to whether the player plays well with the team is fine. It's another thing altogether. Yeah, because I mean like if you were to go for example like America, right? Was it 100 Thieves? No, 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
100 Thieves with a shroud.
A shroud, was it 100 Thieves? I think, but no, I don't think so.
No, because it's a very very short term contract. Then they had tens and stuff, right?
That is Sentinel.
Sentinels. Oh yeah,
Sentinel.
Sentinels with Shroud and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 1 week to practice.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just how people vibe and connect with each other.
Yeah. So like MONYET on PRX, PaperX, like is he able to do the whole W? Because PaperX is really based on how often they play together. That's why they are able to communicate without verbally communicating.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay lah. I guess this is our end of our first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we come to the end of our podcast. Thank you for watching. My name is Lars and this is Ewan. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.